Here we are again. We are almost on time, 2 minutes late. I'm sorry for being 2 minutes late. It seems that I always forget to put in a poll, and I always want to put in a poll. Hello, Martin. Hello, Alexandra. You are the first. Hey, Linda. Nice to see you here. And my too is here. I see. And yeah, my too. I saw that you are incapable of answering questions in the comments, or maintaining a conversation. Maybe do that. Maybe have conversations with people in the comments. I'm just saying. Hey, veganer TYP. Nice to see you here. Vegan Dylan. Hello. A lot of awesome people. It is very warm today, as you can see. I'm already in a t-shirt. I got my spring jacket on me because hell yeah, it is spring. And today we're going to be challenging some conceptions. We don't have a lot of I don't have a lot of time today, but yeah, as I said, we're going to be doing it a little bit shorter, and we'll see how it goes. I'm going to wait for a little bit more people to come in, and then I'll give the shout out to the people who have commented the first. Hey, Moonrise Studios, nice to see you here. I'd love to live where you're at. It's so beautiful there, says Link Lico. Yeah, it's Amsterdam. I know. I'm pretty grateful for the fact that I live in such a beautiful city, and you know, I consider it a bit of my privilege to be so lucky to be living here. Hey, Allison, nice to see you here. Oh, enjoying all of the streams. Thank you. Yeah. So tomorrow, it's gonna be a little bit of a different stream because, well, hey, you want to try a social experiment? I just ask you some questions. That's it. So while today we're doing this, talking to people, tomorrow we'll be doing the same again because we want to speak to people. But the difference is that tomorrow we will also have a protest at the end of it. So we will be protesting foie gras. You guys want to try a social experiment? We will be protesting foie gras tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. And another special thing on Saturday. It is International Women's Day, and I thought of doing something cool for that. So let's see. So yeah, and of course I will be back also on Sunday, and yeah, we're gonna have another 3 days of streaming. So yeah, it's okay if we can't do it every time for longer, right? I appreciate everybody being here, by the way. I appreciate you for sticking around in the comments. Jealous of the weather, says James. Yeah, I get you, James. It is insane. It's gonna get a bit colder back next week, but hey, you want to try a social experiment?
Yeah.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
I'm okay. Yeah.
Okay, where are you guys from?
We're from America.
Where from America?
From Texas.
Texas. Nice to meet you. I'm Chip.
Nice to meet you, Chuck.
What's your name?
I'm Hayes.
Hayes. How about you?
Ethan.
Ethan and
Aiden.
Aiden. Okay, so I'll just show you this, and you tell me what you think about this. So it says, should the powerful have the right to oppress the powerless?
I would say no.
No. Just to be clear, oppression means a cruel or unjust treatment or exercise of authority. It basically means having power over somebody and abusing your power over them.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying no?
Yeah, I don't think they should have that power.
Okay, what if they're physically stronger than them? Should they have that right?
Just because they have power, like it's power like money.
Physical power, yeah. No, I mean like
their
physically,
strength.
their strength, yeah.
I think the power. Oh, so if someone's stronger, can they take advantage of someone weaker?
Yeah.
I don't think that's right.
No,
That's what
okay.
you're asking.
Okay, what if they're intellectually stronger?
No.
Still no. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what if the powerless don't realize that they're oppressed?
Then no one would make it a problem because it wouldn't be seen.
No, but do you think the person who would be oppressing would be doing the oppression, knowing that it is oppression? Is it still right, even if the powerless don't realize that they're oppressed?
I think it's morally wrong.
It's morally wrong. I appreciate that. Okay. Okay. And before I ask my final question, I have one more question. What about phenotypes? Do you think we should be discriminating whether somebody should be oppressed or not based on phenotypes?
Phenotypes?
Yeah.
Explain. No.
Yeah, so phenotypes is like observable characteristics that are coming either from genetics or environment of an organism.
No oppression.
No, okay, no oppression. Okay, I appreciate that. Okay, so then all of these questions are leading to this one final question. Should we be oppressing animals?
No.
No. But do you think that we are oppressing animals?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Because we are doing cruel and unjust things to them, right? So do you guys consume animal products? I'm not here to judge. I used to do it too.
I do.
You do. Do you think that there is oppression behind those products?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And do you think that you have other choices that you can make?
You could.
Yes.
You could. So then how can you justify continuing, like I don't care what happened in the past, right? But going further, how can you justify supporting a system that inherently depends on oppression, right, like animal agriculture, when you know you have other choices to do so? Because you say you're against oppression, so therefore, wouldn't that be a contradiction?
I see what he's saying.
I like protein. I know there's definitely better ways to treat the animals, but I think the food's good. I'm probably going to continue to eat the food, even if it's made the wrong way, but it should be made in a better way.
So as long as you benefit from it, oppression is okay.
Well, what, like, do you think hunting is wrong?
It's oppressive, yeah. As long as you have alternatives, yes, it's oppressive.
So, what do you think about like natural hunting between animals? Do you think the animal kingdom oppresses itself?
I do think there's a form of oppression also there, but because it is cruel and unjust for a lion to take the life of an antelope, let's say, right? But a lion doesn't know any better, and the lion doesn't have alternatives. So we know better, and we have alternatives. I wouldn't judge a lion, just like I wouldn't judge a child for doing something that I would consider immoral, because maybe they don't know right from wrong. We do.
What about climates where plants aren't really keen to grow, harsher snow environments, and all your options are just...
How would animals grow there? Because animals are fed more plants than us.
Yeah, but animals, animals diet, like a cow can eat grass. You know, we can't get the nutrients we need to survive or the calories.
So
with
grass can grow there, but other plants can't?
Yeah, I think in a lot of climates that's the case. I mean, in winter, like snowy environments, for example.
Very few
I'm
areas.
from Boston, right? It's the Northeast. It snows a large portion of the year. It's very cold large portion of the year. So if, let's say, my harvest fails in the winter, I would have no choice but to take the life of that animal to benefit myself. And whether that's oppression or not, that's like the...
Survival.
I think it's all about the
But
food
before we
chain.
go into all of these edge cases, right? Because
Yeah.
all these are obviously edge cases. Before we go into all of these edge cases, most of the time you're not going to be in this situation, right? So most of the time how do you morally justify it most of your time?
I think it's morally justifiable just from the fact that I think that's like the condition of life. I mean,
To kill somebody?
yeah. I think that's just the way life has always been and it always will be. It's an unfortunate...
Who did you kill today?
I didn't kill anyone today. I haven't had any sort of animal products. So me personally, I didn't take any life today, but I think that animal products are important to grow and develop as a human. And
I'm a certified nutritionist. You can thrive on a plant-based diet. You don't need to any of it.
well,
so.
I'm sure you can, but I just like a plant-based diet is just not really like an enjoyable way to live, unfortunately. So
Oh, it is very much so. In fact, you would be surprised that on animal products you add plants, right? Because you add spices,
yeah, I'm
plants
sure.
and minerals. So those are the ones that give the taste. In fact, most of your taste comes actually from plants.
Okay, a salt is not a plant.
No, it's a mineral. As I
Yeah.
said, minerals. Yeah.
Well, I don't think minerals and plants deserve to be lumped in the same group. It's like an unliving organism versus well, why don't you think like we can't? What about plants? They're technically alive. I'm sure they
They're
don't
not
have a
sentient,
conscience,
right?
But,
Yeah, they're not conscious, exactly.
But what about chickens? I don't think their mental capacity.
Oh, but they are conscious. They have a subjective experience of the world, just like you do, right?
Right.
So, like, why would it matter about their level of intelligence? Do you think we should oppress somebody based on their level of intelligence?
I just think like the food chain is going to work no matter what, and I just think it's foolish to try and demonize humans for just acting out the way every other living creature on planet Earth does. Even plants do that.
So
Fungus,
wait.
Fungus take over.
But let me ask, because based on your judgment, then you would say that so it's theoretically okay to do it because other animals do it, right?
I think that's just the human condition. It's
Okay,
the
so
way
then,
of life.
so then, if other animals commit rape, which they do, or infanticide, which they do, would it be okay for us to kill babies and rape women because other animals do it?
No, I don't think so.
So then how does that, then it seems like you're not being morally consistent, because you're saying that, well, other animals kill other animals for food, therefore we should be able to do it. And when I say whether other animals rape for pleasure, then we should also be able to do it for pleasure.
Right,
You're saying we shouldn't.
So how is rape gonna get me to wake up the next day and still be able to thrive and live? How does rape contribute to that?
It gives you pleasure, just like that food that you're choosing, because you're saying you choose it based
Rape
on
does
taste,
not
right?
give me pleasure at all. Rape doesn't give.
Not
I
you,
think-
but the person who does it for pleasure, just like you do
I
it for
think-
taste pleasure.
I think 99% of the human race does not experience rape or infanticide as pleasure. I think animals do it out of the desire to. All their brains are wired to is to wake up, eat, hunt, and
But do you
continue
think
on
that
their race.
the people who commit these acts, they're obviously doing it for their benefit, right?
I don't know.
Whatever
I
benefit
have
that
no
is,
idea.
those people are. It's okay. You can, but you can think, right? You don't have to. You can think. You can argue, right? Like,
Yeah.
why else would they do it? Do you think they do it because somebody's forcing them to do it? No, they do it because they want to do it.
I'm sure that's probably the case. I
So
mean,
they perceive some form of benefit from it. Whether they actually get that benefit from it or not is a different it's a different question. But just like you perceive some form of benefit from eating animal products, whether you actually get that benefit or not is a different question. But again, how does any of that morally justify the victims? Because those are victims, right? Animals are also victims in your choices to exploit and slaughter them. When you buy animal products, they are being exploited and slaughtered for you and on your behalf.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think that. I mean, in your case, you said hunting is still just like not an acceptable way. I don't think it's fair to just limit us on just
I'm
acting.
not limiting you. I'm just trying to understand where your values lie. Do you think it's okay to kill an animal even though you have other alternatives? So
Yes.
basically for optional products.
Yes.
So it's okay to kill humans also because humans are also animals.
No.
Why not?
Because I mean, most creatures don't really kill their own kind. Most
So
creatures.
it's strictly about the belonging to the same group as you. Kind of like how racists would
No, I think it's
take on
species.
other
It's-
people.
It's species. It's not race. I mean,
we have
It's
to
called
go to
speciesism. It's a mode of
another museum
discrimination
for-
based on.
It was nice talking.
You
to
just said that we shouldn't discriminate based on phenotypes, and here you are justifying this discrimination based on phenotypes.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it's
Yeah.
species. I will continue to consume animal
You
products.
continue to so you will eat dogs.
Of course not.
Why not? Whoa, wait a minute. There are different species. Your logic should say that you should kill
choice
them.
not to. We as humans
okay,
have the
okay.
choice to do what
You know
we
you're
want
not
to
being morally consistent, right?
do. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not morally consistent.
Or
but
logically consistent. Yeah.
logically, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sorry. My intelligence.
shouldn't
does
apologize
not
me to me
match
to animals.
yours. I mean,
You should apologize to animals. It's not about me being more intelligent.
I mean,
It's just
well,
about
what you're trying to
following
do
your
the whole
values.
time is just give a checkmate on everything, and I
Nope.
understand that. But
I was here to change. You guys are starting to find justifications for exploiting innocent animals.
I don't think it's an exploitation at all. It's just.
Oh,
that's the
you
way of life.
you think raping them so that they can have babies because
would
that's what they
not.
do in animal agriculture.
I don't support that type of.
But you pay
product.
for it, so you do
I
support
don't,
it.
Of course not. You don't know what type of products I buy.
You buy for products in supermarkets, don't you? You
No.
buy products in restaurants, right?
I buy products in farmers markets,
So,
organic.
so here in Amsterdam, you're not going to eat any animal product in a restaurant.
I haven't so far.
No, so you won't.
I have no idea. I might
Come
make
on.
that decision.
Whether you want to be intellectually honest or not with this, you know for a fact that you are paying for rape, exploitation, and abuse and slaughter. Whether you like to admit it or not, or whether you are informed enough about it or not, that's your choice. But please know that all these animals are, all of them, because of you and on your behalf, raped, exploited, abused, and slaughtered.
I really like steak. I don't know what to say. That's it.
So all of that morally justifies what they go through.
I don't think it morally justifies it, but that's just the way that I'm going to
So
continue
why
to feed
continue
myself.
doing it? Why be a hypocrite?
I don't think it's really necessarily hypocritical. It's the way that my budget allocates for that. There's no
It is
like
hypocritical
sustainable.
according to
There's just
to
no
oppression.
sustainable like plant-based diet that I would want to dedicate myself to. Like it is just completely like.
So just because you don't want to do it,
Yes, exactly. I don't
Yeah.
want to do it, so I'm not going to do it.
and that's morally justified in your book.
Yes.
So a rapist would be also morally justified according to your logic because they want to do it. It's all about wanting, after all. It doesn't matter what the victims want, according to your view, right?
No. I mean whether you know what I'm going to say this. Maybe I'm morally different in certain areas. I don't
No, you're
think
just not being morally consistent.
Then I'm not morally consistent.
Yeah.
Nobody is.
So, well, I am, and a lot of people are
Right,
trying
so
to be.
you're-
People
you're
who are
just-
trying not to be hypocrites are trying to be morally consistent also.
Right. You are just the alpha, morally consistent.
I'm not alpha at all, and I'm not.
Do you wear like no fur-based clothes or anything like that?
No, of course not.
Okay, just making sure.
No, there's obviously animals are not here for us. They're not here to give us their skin or their flesh so that we use them however we want.
I understand your
not?
argument, but we.
Everything is a circle.
Just
It's a
because
cycle.
you are not here for any anybody else to use you, they are also not here for anybody else to use them.
Everybody gets used every day. Humans were being slaughtered by every creature on Earth until we used our brains.
Do you
to
know what an
advance.
appeal to futility is?
What's that?
It's exactly what you're doing right now. It's
Really?
you're saying basically it's futile to argue. It's futile to change because anybody uses everybody anyway. But
Yeah,
that's not the reality. That's
That
not
is
the
the
reality.
That is absolutely
No.
the reality of it.
Who used you today?
No. Just listen to this. So if we were, before we developed as a species, should we have just rolled over and let every predator on planet Earth just maul and slaughter us, or should we have done what we did and developed?
Okay,
as
but
a
how do you justify it now? I understand in the past, but how would you justify it now? Should we like you could argue in the past, like U.S. Helped fight against Germany, right?
Yeah.
And would it be morally justified for U.S. to now go and fight against Germany? Because you know what? In the past, it helped U.S. grow. It helped Europe to fight against Germany. Therefore, U.S. should now invade Germany or something. How does that make sense, right? It doesn't matter what happened in the past.
I mean, that does.
Well, how do you morally
I don't think
justify
I don't
it
think it's a
now?
good analogy. There was like millions upon millions of humans being slaughtered, and that's not happening in Germany right now. So why would the U.S. go invade Germany now?
No,
It
I'm
doesn't make
just
any
trying to
sense.
understand your perspective because what you're saying is that because it happened in the past, it's morally justified to do it now. But it's not.
Listen, everything you can't just put everything in one box. You're putting it in. It's okay or it's not. It's always okay or it's never okay.
No, I'm just
And that's
trying
not
to
the way-
judge your
that's not
values
the
or
way-
your logic.
That's not the way logic works. It's never always okay or never okay.
Well, I'm
And
just
that's something
using
that's
your
important.
logic. I'm just using your logic.
And my logic is this:
Yeah.
it's never 100% yes or 100% no, and I think that's something that all.
So your logic is that some animals are okay to be slaughtered because somebody taught you that it's okay to slaughter them.
I think-
Other animals are not okay, like cats and dogs
No,
are
no,
not
that-
okay
I
in your
think-
view to be
I think-
slaughtered or used for food.
Someone can do whatever. Someone. If
But
that-
you wouldn't do it
I wouldn't do it.
because you think it's wrong.
I just don't want to.
Ah, come on, you're not being intellectually honest. You know that if I were to cut the throat of a dog right here and then I would tell you, well, I'm going to eat them, you would say, no, it's fucked up.
Yeah, but there's cultural differences across the world.
Okay, so there you go. So somebody taught you
All
that
right, well, I
it's
have to go to
wrong
the
to do
museum
it to
now. We're-
dogs,
you
but
keep
it's okay
getting-
to do it to cows, and all of a sudden you think you have like think for yourself. That's all I'm trying to say.
I am.
How is it you're thinking for yourself when you're saying that some animals deserve to die and some don't?
Yeah, well, I have to go now, but my final, all I'm saying to you is everything is not always yes or always no, and that's my opinion on it, and that's just the way it's always going to be, and it's never going to change, ever. It's never going to change.
Yeah, that's what they said about slavery also, and yet
That's-
here you go, they
all right,
changed,
so
right?
Are you calling me like racist now? I mean, you're just really trying to lump me into everything to make yourself feel like the intellectual superior.
Well, theoretically, according to your logic, during slavery times, you would have supported slavery.
I have things to do.
So there you
My
go.
job is not YouTube social experiment.
Neither is mine.
Clearly it is.
Yeah. It's okay. I'm just gonna hold people accountable, everybody. That's okay. That's what we're doing. Are we gonna be nice? We're trying to be nice, but if people are not nice, how can you be nice to them, huh? Should we be nice to people who were enslaving other people and they said, well, I want to enslave them because I want to do it? No. Should we be nice to other people who said, well, women don't deserve rights because I said so, because I don't want to give women rights? No. Of course not. We should not be nice to these people, okay? I'm just saying. We need to try. We need to see changes. Everybody who has seen my stream so far has seen that when I see somebody willingness to change, I go easy on them. But when they use motivations like, well, because I want to do it or because I don't care, no, you don't get it. You're not going to get that niceness from me. I'm not going to give you that respect because you don't deserve that respect. That's all it is. I see the chat is going hard at it, huh? We're gonna be having a fun short stream today. Let's go.
Hello.
You wanna try a social experiment?
No, it's free.
Yeah, of course. I just ask you some questions. That's it.
Okay. Hello.
Have people ever asked you for money for stuff like this?
Bah yeah.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Okay, yeah.
Can you come a little bit closer so that you're in view? Nice.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Pauline.
Paulina. Nice to meet you. I'm Chip. Where are you from?
France.
France. Okay, Paulina. Let me ask you about this. So,
Faut que je sache la question. Should the powerful have the right to oppress the powerless?
yeah. Do you know what that means?
Ah, no.
Okay, so let me simplify it for you. So if somebody has power over somebody without power, let's assume you are the one without power, right? So there's somebody who has power over you. Should they be allowed to abuse their power over you?
I don't understand.
Tu veux quel pouvoir? Le plus intelligent, non? Powerless, celui qui a le plus de pouvoir, le plus intelligent, non?
Powerless, super power?
No, so if... Okay, let's put it this way. What's your favorite superhero? I'll try it differently.
Superman.
Superman.
Yeah.
Okay, Superman clearly has power over any human being, right? Would it be fair for Superman to come and kill a human being?
Est-ce qu'il a le droit de faire ça?
Le droit de faire quoi?
Attends, shoot the power.
Pas quand il a chute en fait, mais genre est-ce qu'il peut tuer les méchants en gros? Est-ce qu'il doit utiliser la force pour il a abandonné le projet là?
So would it be fair for Superman to come down and snap your throat, to kill you?
Voilà.
Ah, no.
En gros,
No.
No.
est-ce qu'il doit tuer les
No.
méchants?
What if they benefit from it?
Ah,
Ça veut dire, est-ce que les puissants devraient-ils avoir le droit d'opprimer les impuissants? Genre, est-ce que vu que t'es fort, t'as le droit genre d'être de taper
ah,
les
no,
pas
no,
forts?
no.
No, it
No.
wouldn't be fair.
No.
Okay. So what if they benefit from it?
The benefits for every man
No, no,
or
no.
just Superman?
Superman benefits from killing you.
Elle regrette.
Satisfaction? No?
Yeah, they get satisfaction from it. Would it be fair towards you to do it?
Pas le carré dans ça, non.
I don't agree with that.
No. Okay. Okay. And what if they drug you first so that you don't know that they're... Let's say Superman wants to take advantage of you, right? They want to sexually exploit you.
Ah bon?
Would it be fair for him to do so if he tranquilizes you so you don't know?
Non, peut-être c'est leur reflet. Parce que c'est
Do you
Help,
understand?
can I help you? Aidez-moi!
c'est quoi? Mais moi je comprends pas tout. Okay, can you
Oh,
repeat please?
Yeah. So if Superman
Yes.
wanted to sexually exploit her,
Want to what?
sexually exploit her.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, bear with me. So if you wanted to do that, would it be okay to do so if he tranquilizes you or gives you something that you don't remember that happened to you?
Ah ouais, I don't understand all of the
the questions.
Yes.
Yeah,
En
so
gros, il a dit si il abuse sexuellement de toi.
C'est cool, non?
Ouais. Et après la suite, j'ai pas compris par contre.
Can you repeat, please?
yeah, so Superman, the man with power,
Yeah.
wants to sexually exploit you.
Oh, mais,
Voilà, là si.
oh my god.
But you are drunk or you are whoa
Ah,
or
no,
something. No,
okay.
would it be okay for him to do so?
Ah ben no!
Even if you don't realize that he does it?
Ah, mais no,
Genre
no.
même si tu sauras jamais, tu te rends pas compte.
Ah no, no, no.
No. Okay. Okay.
It's not the good things.
I appreciate you saying all this. Okay, so I'm gonna turn all of this, what you said, what Superman would do to you, and think about you doing this to an animal. Would it be fair for you to do any of this to an animal?
An animal?
Yeah.
Stop the car. No, no, no.
No. But here's the kicker. Do you consume animal products?
Ah, yeah.
So do you think that in the production of the animal products, everything that I just told you, sexual exploitation, killing, do they happen in the production of these animal products?
Ah, mais it's horrible.
It's horrible,
Yeah.
So how can you say that it's wrong for somebody to do it to you when you do it to somebody else, to animals?
Ah no, it's the same things for everyone.
Yeah.
Not animals and not me.
Not animals and not you.
Yeah.
So then don't you think you need to no longer buy animal products?
Il a dit du coup, ça veut dire que techniquement, tu dois plus acheter des produits animaux.
Ouais, yeah.
Right?
Ouais.
Otherwise you do it to animals. You see what I mean?
Là, en
Yeah.
gros, tu le fais en fait techniquement.
Yeah. Yeah.
Non, c'est interdit.
What do you want to do?
I buy many animal products to eat, but I agree with you. It's not.
Because you have
Good
other
critique.
choices.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, the language barrier is a bit difficult, so I'll just give
Yeah.
you a card. But thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.
I urge you just scan this QR code and watch either Dominion or the most important speech you'll ever hear.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Il a dit ton anglais.
Goodbye.
Cheers. Thank you guys. Cheers. Actually, I think the Superman experiment is actually interesting. I actually should be using the Superman experiment from now on. I'll use it next. Hey, you want to try a social experiment?
Yeah, which one?
I just ask you some questions. That's it.
Okay, let's go.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Live or recorded?
I'm live.
Okay, that's That's good.
But you got to come here if you're
Okay, yeah, of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
Ah, you are here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, what's your name?
I'm Luca
Luca, nice to meet you, Luca. Where are you from?
from Italy.
From Italy, nice, okay. So Luca, let me ask you, do you think that the powerful should have the right to oppress the powerless?
No.
No, okay, well let me ask you this. Do you know who Superman is?
Yes.
So he's an extraterrestrial, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he clearly has power over everybody, right?
Of course.
Yeah, would it be fair for Superman if he wanted to rape you, let's say? Would it be fair for him to do so to you?
No.
No.
Of course
Okay.
not.
What if he has super speed? He would do it so fast that you wouldn't realize that
Yeah.
he do it. Would it be fair for him?
No.
No. Okay. What if he gets benefit from it? Would it be fair for him to do
No.
this to you? No. Okay. What if afterwards he kills you? Would it be fair?
No.
No. Okay. Okay. So I appreciate it. So what you're saying basically, just because somebody has power over somebody else, they shouldn't be abusing that power for their own benefit, right? Okay.
Right.
So now let's turn things around a little bit, and I'll ask you, what do you think? Do you think that exactly what Superman would be doing to you is what you're doing to animals when you buy animal products?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So what is it that you want to do? Because if you think it's wrong for somebody to do it to you, shouldn't it be wrong for you to do it also to animals?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right, man.
Okay. So what is it that you want to do going forward? Do you want to continue participating in this animal agriculture, or do you want to?
It's something like cultural, you know. If you grow up with this, you don't think about it.
Yeah. Ah,
know?
I understand.
So
Yeah.
It's like that. Now that you tell me this, I think more about it. But I grew up thinking that it's okay.
Yeah, but do you think it's okay? Because the reality is all these animals, we bring them into existence. So we do sexually exploit animals, and then we bring them into existence only to kill them. Do you think it's fair to do this
No,
to them?
of course not.
No, especially because we have other choices, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Well, I like what you're saying, Luca. So have you ever heard of veganism? Do you know what a vegan is?
Of course.
What is it?
It's like not eating products that come from animals, you know.
Yeah.
Not just meat, but even like milk and cheese and eggs, for example.
Do you know why we don't eat milk and cheese and eggs, for example?
Because like cheese and meat, like milk, there are cows and they will overproduce milk because it's not their natural way to produce milk.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's one part of it. But why do you think cows produce milk in the first place?
For the babies.
Yeah, for their babies,
Yeah.
exactly. So what happens is that, do you think that they get pregnant when they want to, or farmers
No,
decide?
farmers decide. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's called artificial insemination, they call it, but it is basically forceful impregnation. Like the procedure goes, somebody puts their hands in their anus, they hold their cervix and inject bull semen in their vagina. Hold this for a second. I can show you actually. Oh yeah, here it is. So this is how it happens. See, this is how they jerk off a bull to get their sperm.
Yeah.
And then they put their hand in their anus, hold their cervix, and they inject bull semen in their vagina. This is standard practice. What do you think happens when the babies are born?
They will be they'll give them food so they grow, and then they will get killed. Yeah.
So the first thing that happens is that they get separated from their mother. They get taken away and they get isolated because they want the milk. They want to control how much milk they drink.
Yeah.
And if they were to leave them with their mother, they wouldn't know, right?
Yeah.
They would have to always keep them in check. And yeah, if they're born male, they
Yeah.
get killed because they don't produce any milk. If they're born female, every year they get forcefully impregnated,
Yeah.
just like their mothers. And when they can no longer be forcefully impregnated, they get killed also. And that usually happens around the age of 6 to 8. So 6 to
Oh,
8
God.
repeated impregnations. And they can live 24, 25 years. So a quarter of their lifespan spent being exploited and slaughtered.
Yeah.
That's why we don't consume milk.
Yeah.
Being vegan isn't about food. It's about respecting animals. That's all it is. It's about about saying that they deserve to live just as much as we do. They don't deserve to be exploited by us.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that
Yeah.
statement?
I agree.
You're halfway there then.
Yeah.
So do you think then that it's important that you align your actions with your values?
Of course.
Of course. Are you going to go vegan?
Wow, it's a difficult question.
Yeah. How many more animals should be exploited until you go vegan?
You're right, there shouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah. So you should go vegan then, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Luca, I appreciate you speaking to me. Let me just give you some
Thank you.
resources. Do you have some questions for me?
No, man. It's all clear, you know?
Yeah, awesome. I don't get to see a lot of people so nicely responding to all of it. So, yeah, if you scan this QR code, you
Yeah.
have a thing there called Challenge 22.
Okay.
They hook you up with a nutritionist. They send you recipes every day. They help you go vegan for free.
Yeah.
You, it seems
It's
like something you
perfect, yeah.
could use. And if you want to learn more about what happens in animal agriculture, watch Dominion or The Most Important Speech You'll Ever Hear.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They're both.
They're
you just
like
gotta skin it.
documentaries to-
Yeah,
to
yeah.
get-
So Dominion is like a documentary.
Okay.
But it might be a bit gruesome. It is with some blood. But if you really want to see it, see it. The Most Important Speech You'll Ever Hear is just a speech held by a guy, and you'll also find it there on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And that's your.
Yeah, and you
Okay.
have my social media also there.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Luca.
much.
Yeah.
Have a nice
Have
day.
a good
Bye.
one. Cheers. Bye. That's how a conversation should go, everybody. That's how a conversation should go, all right? That was an awesome conversation. That's how people should react. This is the normal way of reacting, right? Easy, exactly. You should be telling people what the problem is, and people should say, shit, I don't want to be part of it. That's the normal way of saying it, not all these excuses. What about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? What if I this? What about that? What about people here? What about people there? No. You can do it. Do it. That's awesome. Luke says Chip's activism is improving every day. Thank you, Luke. I try. You also can barely see the screen right now, so. GD Saber, oh my god, guys, I'm vegan, so I'm morally superior. It has nothing to do with moral superiority. It's strictly about aligning your values with your actions, aligning your actions with your values. If your values say that it's wrong to exploit animals for optional products, then just don't do that. It's as easy as that. You can choose to not participate in it. No matter what excuses you may find, you know that you can do it and there's no need for it. So why not stop? It's as easy as that. And yes, everybody, please don't spam. Okay, be respectful in the chat. We're trying to have conversations. We're trying to change minds. So please don't spam. Be respectful in the chats. Have conversations. Even if you might be frustrated, please maintain your calmness and have conversations, okay? Plants don't have over 15 micronutrients. You'd be surprised that actually plants are very much micronutrient dense. I'm a certified nutritionist, and one of the first things you learn is that, what do you call it? Animal products are macronutrient dense. You can get a lot of calories from them. And plant-based products are very micronutrient dense because you can get a lot of vitamins and stuff from them. You want to try a social experiment? I just ask you some questions, that's it. Oh, okay, no worries. They're on a school trip. I like your muscles, say it's okay, butters up. Thank you. The muscles. I started a 5-3-1 regime to increase my squat, bench press, and deadlift. And I started it like 2 weeks ago, so I'm on my I'm on my second week now of lifting 3. I just started today, and it actually went pretty okay. It's surprising how, if you do it the right way, because I tried it before also, but I wasn't doing it the right way. I was pushing way too hard. But it's surprising that if you do it the right way, you actually get some really good performance out of it. Me cells be seeing. Nobody's judging your beliefs. Do you think it's okay? There's a question in the poll, everybody. Tell me, is it okay to exploit dogs for entertainment? How do you get vitamin B12? Asks Somesh. Well, I get vitamin B12 as a supplement, but I started supplementing B12 before being vegan, because you know what? You can be B12 deficient even as a non-vegan, as I obviously was. So there you go. It's not like if you eat animal products, you have a guaranteed B12 surplus, or even, it's not like you're for sure will be taking enough B12. I wasn't. I was so deficient that I had to take shots, actually. So, and I had to do them in my bum myself. To go like this, it was very uncomfortable. But either way, Again, B12 deficiency can happen whether you eat animal products or not. I would argue that at some point in the future, everybody will be supplementing B12, or all our food will be fortified with B12. I think the most likely one is the second one, that all our food will be fortified with B12. And you would be surprised to find out that actually animals are fed B12 anyway. They're fed, I think, so in Netherlands, what happens is like 10% of the diet of a cow, for example, is vitamins and micronutrients that they give to a cow, so that they pass it on to you, basically. There you go. So you're just getting a second-hand supplement when you're eating animal products. Because B12 normally came from some bacteria on the ground, but because of intensive agriculture, we kind of messed that up. So there's no more B12 on the ground, or not enough. We're not here to judge everybody. So even if you don't think veganism is the solution, okay? Ask yourself all of this. Ask yourself exactly this. Why is it wrong? Because I'm sure a lot of you will admit that it is wrong to use dogs, to exploit dogs for entertainment, right? Nobody would say that that is okay. So then go a little bit further and ask yourself, well, would it be okay to use dogs for optional food products, right? A lot of you will still say, okay, well, no, because you have other choices. So then you gotta ask yourself, well, why is it wrong to do this to cows then, to chickens, to pigs? We always have other choices. So how is any of it justified? If it's wrong to do it to a dog, it should be wrong to do it to any other animal, because all of them are sentient, all of them value their own life, and none of them want to die. Every other justification with, well, animals eat other animals, an animal would eat you, all that kind of, I don't want to say bullshit, but it is kind of bullshit. They're just arguments, they're just justifications for you to refusing to acknowledge that indeed it is wrong what we do to animals, and that indeed you have other choices. Don't kid yourself, you know that is true. And if you don't know that is true, if you're not there yet, that's okay. Stick around, maybe you'll get there at some point. Maybe you'll even get to learn something in the process. But either way, you know that if it were you in their shoes, you would definitely see it as wrong. You know that if somebody had power over you and they could exploit you and slaughter you when they can no longer exploit you, regardless of the reason, whether that it's food, clothing, or entertainment, you would think it's wrong for them to do this to you. Yeah, you might say, well, I have no power, therefore whatever. Well, but you can still acknowledge that it would be wrong for somebody to do that to you. So be intellectually honest, okay? Be intellectually honest. That's all I'm asking. Be honest, open your mind, and think a little bit. That's why we're here. We're here to change minds, to think for yourselves, okay? We're not here. I know what you've been told. I've been told the same thing. I've been sold exactly the same lie as you guys have been sold. Protein comes from animals. You can't get protein any other way. Yes, you can. I've been sold exactly the same lie that, well, these animals are bred for this, so it's okay to do this to them. Is it really? You think bringing somebody to existence for the sole purpose of killing them, aside from the ethical implications of doing that, do you think that if you do that to somebody, it's okay to actually follow through and kill them? That's insane. That's insane to me. So yeah, think for yourself. That's what we're here to do. Challenge yourself. Challenge your beliefs. Gonna try a social experiment. By the way, the sun is insane. Luckily I applied some sunscreen on my face today, but gonna try a social experiment.
So what's the theme?
You okay being live for my YouTube channel?
That's a problem.
What's your name?
Noah.
Noah, nice to meet you, Noah. You wanna do it too?
Oh, yes.
What's your name?
Valerie.
Valerie and Noah. Where are you guys from?
Germany.
Germany, okay, love it. So Noah and Valerie.
Valerie.
Okay, sorry. I'm trying to get better at remembering names.
That's no problem.
Okay, so my name is Chip. Okay, so I'll ask you this, and I'll then draw a context from it, okay? Do you think that the powerful should have the right to oppress the powerless?
Well,
You go first.
I can explain. So oppression means cruel or unjust treatment. It basically means having power over somebody and abusing your power just because you can.
Yeah. The obvious answer would be
No.
no.
Yeah, okay. I appreciate it. I gotta ask, because you never know who you're gonna meet. Okay, so let me put it this way. Do you know who Superman is?
Of course.
Okay, Superman he's an extraterrestrial, right? He's a different being who clearly has power over all of us, right? If Superman was to pick one of you and say, well, I want to sexually exploit you. They want to use you so that they have a baby and then I don't know what they want to do. Maybe eat the baby. They want to eat the baby afterwards, okay? Would it be okay for Superman to do so?
No.
No, I wouldn't think so.
But they benefit from it. Does that make it okay?
No.
No, not really.
No, not really. What if you were to find out that it's actually a tradition on his home planet to do this to them?
I mean, with tradition, it's always a hard topic, but I don't think tradition justifies violence
Yeah,
towards anyone.
Not really an
Exactly.
argument to say it's a right choice or something, or it's a good act.
No.
No.
What if he had this, because Superman obviously has super speed, right? What if he would use his super speed to impregnate you without even knowing and then take your baby? Would that be okay if you didn't realize that he did that to you?
Is he so fast that he rapes me and then takes my baby in the
Yeah,
same
somehow he has a
Okay,
superpower.
So
Let's
he can
imagine
also
that.
time travel.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, somehow like that.
I mean, that's basically a galactic ditty, so it's not really.
Yeah, so just because you don't know that it's happening to you doesn't make it right, right?
Yes.
No, it doesn't make it right.
No.
It doesn't
Okay.
make it right.
Okay. So I appreciate you answering all of these questions. Now, if I turn it back on its head, right? Obviously, Superman shouldn't be doing it to any of you, right? But do you think that you have the power to do these things to animals and that you might actually be doing these things to animals?
Probably.
Yes, probably.
Yeah, because we bring animals to life for the sole purpose of killing them so that we can eat them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you participate in this, and I'm not judging because I used to be part of it too. You participate in it too. But do you think it's important that when I show you this perspective, I want to try to get things in a different perspective so that we understand that if we were in their shoes, we wouldn't want anybody to do this to us,
No.
So when you have alternatives, when you have other choices, how can we ever morally justify doing this to them then?
Actually, we cannot justify
Yeah.
it.
No.
It's
I
a
guess we just.
If you think about it,
Yeah.
it's just a brutal act of
Exactly.
violence.
It is. It is. And it's unnecessary too because we can choose plant-based products to eat, for example. We can choose to not wear leather, for example. We have all these other choices, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
But I believe for most people it's too hard to think about it, and then we just want to push that thought back. So
Exactly.
we don't have to face the truth about it.
Sadly so, yeah. That's why I'm here, to get you to
Yeah.
face the truth. I know it's not easy, to face this truth. It's a reality that we're all part of, and I had to face it too, and I had to change because of it. I went vegan. Do you know what being vegan means?
No animal-based products.
Exactly. Yeah. So being vegan literally means respecting animals, leaving them alone, respecting their body autonomy, and as a consequence, of course, you're not going to eat their flesh. I don't know, sexually exploit them so that you can get milk from them, or I don't know, kill their babies, all this kind of stuff that we do to animals anyway, right? Or wear their skin or this kind of stuff. So it seems like your values are in line with this, right? So what will get you, or do you think it's important that you align your actions with your values also? So that means going vegan.
That would be the logical.
difficult, I know.
That would be the
choice to
logical
do.
choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I believe I personally am still too comfortable with my lifestyle as of right now, and I know that it would be the good choice, the right choice. But I'm still not. I don't know why I haven't made this choice.
It's okay,
It's
I'm
strange.
not here to force you into any choice, right? Of course, I'm just here to kind of show a different perspective and to hopefully get you to change. Of course, I can't force you to change. You need to make that choice yourself, But I understand that you're within your comfort, right? We live in a world where we exploit animals, and it is comfortable to continue participating in it. But do you think that really justifies what happens to them?
No, not really.
No. And let me tell you, because if you think it's futile for you to change because everybody else does it anyway, one person going vegan can save up to 100 animals per year. And that means both of you could save 200 animals each year. And even if it were just one animal, if you were in their shoes, you would want the other person to say, hey, no, stop, okay? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
See what I mean? So I'll ask you this one final question and then I'll let you go, okay? And it's the difficult
No
one.
problem.
How many more animals should be exploited before you change? How many do you want?
Together or as a single person? No.
That scares me that you're saying it, because I feel like the
No.
answer that the right answer shouldn't matter, right? Because 0 plus 0 should still be 0, but yeah.
Yeah. Actually, none.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. See what I
Actually
mean?
none.
Yeah, because if the reason why I ask this question, I ask it from this perspective, is because we gotta think from this perspective. When we buy an animal product, an animal will be exploited on our behalf. Maybe not the one that made that product, but the next one. See what I mean? Let me just give you a card. Yeah, that's it. It was pretty easy, pretty quick. Let me tell you real quick. If you scan this QR code, yeah. Do you have a cat at home?
No.
No, but she wishes.
Oh, she wishes. There you go. Well, there literally is no difference between from their perspective. So if you scan this QR code, you can either watch. I urge you to watch either Dominion or the most important speech you'll ever hear, just so that you learn about milk, about eggs, what we do to animals. There's nothing wrong with knowing what you're paying for, and that if you decide, and I hope you do that, you don't want to be part of it. You have a thing there called Challenge 22. They hook you up with a nutritionist. They send you recipes every day, and they help you go vegan. All of it for free.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
thank you. Really appreciate.
Noah and Valerie. Okay, Noah and Valerie. I don't meet a lot of open-minded people, so you should know that you have a bit of more responsibility here. Okay.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
I
So
think it's a pretty good project.
thank you.
Keep up the good work, Chip.
Thank you. But you need to make changes in order for this to actually be good work. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want? I can give you also a pamphlet in German if you want. I have something
Oh,
in
no.
German. No,
That's enough.
that's enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
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 Well, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one,
nice
guys.
day.
Cheers. It was a good experiment. I felt like she wasn't really into it. I don't know why. I felt like he was more into it than her, and he was kind of looking at her for confirmation. Yeah. But I felt like that was enough. I didn't need to push more. And as I say, when I see willingness, that's all I want to see, willingness. Because I truly do believe that when people are willing and they know that it's right, what the right thing is, they will do what the right thing is. Yeah, she barely said anything, says Linda. Yeah. It's okay, you know, like, we do our best again. And, you know, it's never easy to be blindsided by a stranger on the street. Well, I'm holding a sign, so they came to me, but still, you know, they didn't know what they were expecting. You're on camera, live, and all this kind of stuff. You know, it's never easy to adapt to all of it. Like, I'm used to it because I've been doing this for a while now, but I'm just saying, let's allow them a little bit of slack, because I'm sure that they know that what they're doing is wrong, and they know that they can change. And I think it's only a matter of time, but that's all the best we can do. Who says that? Arian says Bună ziua. Hello, Arian. Bună ziua. Crimea River. Oh, okay. You're trying. One day Chip will notice Louis. Louis, I notice you. Louis is an amazing supporter here, and I appreciate you, Louis, for being here. And since everybody is here now, I just want to give a shout out to Dracolom for dropping the first comment. Awesome. And yeah, it's been entertaining to watch Dracolom drop the first comment and then all the comments under him. Because I feel like sometimes between Lewis and Dracolom, it's always like a little bit of a fight on who drops the first comment. And I appreciate you doing that. It really does help with the algorithm and getting this kind of stuff forward. So I appreciate you doing that, everybody. And speaking of algorithm and pushing things forward, remember to like this stream. You just gotta double tap if you're on mobile, or hit that like if you're on desktop. And if you're enjoying these conversations, maybe you would want to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I do this often, and I don't always say when I'm online, so you might want to check that out. Ariane, bună ziua. Bună ziua. I told you, yeah. Keep fighting the good fight, says Short Bus Gang. Yeah, we'll keep fighting. We'll keep trying to change minds. We'll keep trying to change people, to get people to think for themselves. I think that's the beauty of this kind of experiment, you know. people need to challenge their own preconceptions. People need to think for themselves a little bit, because if they don't, this is how we end up in the dumbest things that we do on this planet, you know? All of the ridiculously... You guys want to try a social experiment? All of the most ridiculously dumb, I don't know, policies and things that have been happening lately are happening because people refuse to critically think, refuse to use logic and critical thinking, refuse to judge the values, the morals that they have. They just... And I'm not blaming anyone, you know. I understand a lot of people just want to belong to a certain group, and because they want to belong to a certain group, they will just go with whatever that group says, right? They will say, well, if that group says that this policy is okay, that it's okay to kill animals, I'll just go with it because, you know, I want to be part of that group, or because I align with a lot of the ideas from that group. And it's okay, you know, you don't have to be part of only one group. You can be part of multiple groups. We're all complex individuals. You can acknowledge that you align with some ideas from one group and with some ideas from another group. We don't have to have one label or put only one label on everybody if you really want labels. You don't even have to have any labels. You just gotta think for yourself a little bit and actually question your values. You know, at some point, I believe that any of these inconsistencies, logical errors in your values will come up to bite you in the ass. And I don't mean as in you will have repercussions because of it, but you might feel bad at some point for realizing that it's messed up. That's all I'm saying. Think a little bit for yourself. That's what we're here to do. And yeah, I know this topic is one that a lot of people have a lot of opinions on. A lot of people think, well, I should be allowed to exploit animals. I should be allowed to eat their flesh, you know? Why? Because other animals do it, or because, you know, everybody does it, or all these kind of reasons. I'm not here to forbid you from it. I'm just here to ask you, is this really what your values are, that exploiting innocent sentient beings because you get some benefit from it is okay? Because you belong to a group that does it is okay? I don't think it is. And you can change. That's all I'm saying. You guys want to try a social experiment?
Is it for TikTok?
Are you okay being... No, it's for my YouTube channel. You okay being live for my YouTube channel?
I don't know it.
That's okay. Are you okay being live for my YouTube
yeah,
channel?
yeah,
I can give you afterwards. Okay, can you come a little bit closer so that you're in view? What's your name?
My name is Safir. Safir.
Safir. Nice to meet you, Safir. Okay, so let me ask you, Safir. Do you know who Superman is?
Yes, I know.
Okay, so Superman clearly has power over everybody on this planet, right? He's an alien from another planet and he has power over all of us. If Superman wanted to do anything to anybody, he could, right? Because he has all that power. Do you think it would be fair for him to abuse his power over somebody?
No. No, of course not.
So let me put it this way. If Superman... Do you have a girlfriend?
Yes.
Okay, so let's put it this way. If Superman wanted to sexually exploit your girlfriend,
yeah, that wouldn't be possible.
it wouldn't be... Well, it would be possible because he would have the
because he
power.
always,
Yeah, but it wouldn't be fair towards her, right? What if he would get benefit from it? Like, let's say he would impregnate her, and then when the baby comes, he could eat the baby.
Sorry.
Okay, I don't know what happened there. That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. He just turned around and ran. Even his friend was like, sorry, I don't know what happened. Maybe I triggered something in him. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that, you know. I was just trying to get him to think. That was weird, huh? You never know what's gonna happen, I swear to God. I don't know, I hope I didn't cause him any harm or something. I wasn't intending that. Just getting him to think a little bit. You think he was weird? Yeah. Yeah. That was weird. We should be able to discuss these topics, everybody. We should be able to ask these questions. Or if you have a problem speaking about it, then perhaps don't do it, huh? Perhaps don't pay for it. It's only normal to discuss these. These are things that are happening in this world. People with power are sexually exploiting people without power. These are things that are happening in our world. Even if you don't want to, even if you want to disregard animals, these are still things happening in our world. Hell, the most powerful person on earth right now. The president of the United States has sexually exploited a woman, and he got away with it. So there you go. Things like things like this happen. We need to ask ourselves what our values are. Are we really willing to accept these kind of stuff? We gotta think. Jackie Boyle says maybe his girlfriend was... No, let's not make jokes. Maybe his girlfriend had been exploited by Superman. I don't think that was the case. Somebody made a super chat donation. Thank you, everybody, or a super sticker. I don't know. I see a number there, and I want to appreciate you. Thank you. Do not read this chat. Yeah, I understand that the chat might be a little bit off, everybody, and don't... think for yourself again. That's all I'm saying. We're not here to align with certain policies. We're not here to get you to be in this group or this other group. No, we're here to get you to think for yourself and ask yourself questions that you maybe have not dared to ask yourself yet. Unknown says you're so funny, Chip. Thank you, I guess. I don't know. I didn't know I was funny. I wasn't trying to. So we have, I think, another 30 minutes, 45 minutes left, and that's it, everybody. We're not going to be doing till Short Bus Gang says, "Happy Trump year." I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't agree with a lot of the policies that he's making right now. I don't agree with the whole trade wars that he's trying to create. I think the way he's doing it is just exactly how a child would do it. Like, he hears tariffs, or a child hears tariffs, and he just starts imposing them left and right in order to get something. And I think it is reminiscent of how he conducted business, probably. Hence maybe why we shouldn't be electing officials based on the fact that they are businessmen or not. But hey, whatever. I'm not here to speak about him. I'm just here to get you to think a little bit. So yeah, that's my perspective. That's my opinion. And I'll admit it, that it is my opinion. But veganism is the moral choice, regardless whether your opinion is different or not. It is the moral choice to make. It is the only moral choice to make in reality. You know what's also interesting to me from this whole Trump fiasco is that Trump and Zelensky, of course, had that meeting where it was pretty bad, right? We all know it. And everybody now, like, I watched Dean Withers and Parker get a job. I think it's his YouTube channel name, which is kind of funny that that's his YouTube channel name. And I always enjoy watching their debates and stuff like that. But the funny thing is that I've been watching his debates for like months now. And one of the interesting things that I noticed is that every time all of these supporters, they always defend it exactly the same way that Trump said something, they will continue repeating it. And now, the weirdest thing, which is incredibly weird to me, is that I've been hearing more and more debates about people just defending Russia and saying that Russia had were within their rights to invade Ukraine, which is insane. They weren't. No nation should invade the sovereignty of another nation. Come on, what the hell are we doing here? You can admit that is wrong. You can still support Trump or whoever it is that you want to support and admit the fact that what Russia did was fucked up and wrong. There I go, going into politics. I guess I don't really get to speak to a lot of people about politics. So yeah. But let's come back to the topic why we're all here, exploiting animals. And let's stop exploiting animals. Because you know what, regardless of your views of Trump or whatever, you can be vegan and stop exploiting animals. All of these animals, they have no game in this. They don't care what political aisle you find yourself in. They just want to be not left alone and not exploited. They want to be free, just like you do, you know? Just because they're a different species doesn't morally justify doing whatever you want to them. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon. Yeah, hello. Is it evil to then eat an animal? I will perceive that as a question. I don't know what to tell you. I don't believe in good or evil. I believe in moral or immoral. Is it an immoral action to take the life of an innocent creature just because you like it or because you get some benefit from it? Benefit that you could also otherwise get from other ways? Yeah, I would say that's pretty immoral, yeah. In my book, you know. Because on account, like, it's just, why would you ever do that? I'm just trying to understand that. Like, if you were in their shoes, you wouldn't want that to happen to you. It's as simple as the golden rule, right? Do unto others what you want done unto you, or at least do not do unto others what you wouldn't want done unto you. Don't be, don't force animals into slaughterhouses. Don't take away their liberty. Don't enslave them. Don't exploit them. They deserve to exist on this planet on their own without any purpose given to us given by us to them, right? They can have a purposeful or purposeless, a human purposeless life, or a themselves purposeful life. They can have a self-proclaimed purpose. And whether we acknowledge that they do have that, right? Like whether they want to have that or not, because we can say, well, how would we know that they ever have that? Well, we couldn't know. So therefore, wouldn't it be better to just leave them alone? Just because we can't get consent from somebody doesn't mean we should force consent from them, right? I'm just saying. What about that live carrot? Oh, brother. Yeah, if you think plants are sentient, if you think cutting the throat of a plant cutting a plant is the same as cutting the throat of an animal, you might be severely wrong, because, a plant, you can put it back in water and it grows back. You guys want to try a social experiment? Yes. Are you okay being live from my YouTube channel?
Okay. Yeah, what do you do?
I'll just ask you some questions. What are your names?
Morgan.
Morgan?
Kid.
Kid, where are you from?
From the US.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
We're
nice
from
to
in
meet
the US. I'm Chip.
Nice to meet you, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Pennsylvania.
Morgan and Kip?
Kid.
Kid. Morning and Kid. Okay.
Morgan.
Morgan
It's
and
okay.
Kid.
That's right. It's
Morgan
okay.
is morning in German. That's, I
Yes.
guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know. So you're
Yeah.
from Germany?
No, I'm originally from Romania, but I live here.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so let me ask you. I have this questionnaire, and bear with me. I have some questions, and they'll make sense towards the end, okay?
Okay.
So, should the powerful have the right to oppress the powerless?
No.
No.
No. Okay. And let me ask you this. Do you know who Superman is? You know who Superman
Yes.
is, right?
Yeah, from the movie.
Yeah,
Right.
from the movie, right. So
That's right.
Superman is an alien who clearly has power over everybody else, right?
Right.
So let's imagine that Superman, and I know it's a hypothetical scenario. I do not endorse this. I just want to be clear. I actually posed this hypothetical scenario to somebody before, and they just left absurdly. So I just want to be sure
Okay.
that he won't be offended or something, because
No.
there's nothing to be offended. It's a hypothetical scenario. So imagine if Superman wanted to sexually exploit you.
Okay.
He could do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he has power over you.
He does, but I think you're giving him power too.
In what way?
It's a mindset. Like I think, okay, this is deep, but I think this, like the government, yes, they think they have power over you, but I think they should remind themselves that there's more of the power less.
I completely understand. Like so,
Yeah.
and by the way, in this
Sorry, I'm
experiment,
like-
no, you're right. You're right. I like where you're thinking at. It's just in this experiment, let's not imagine necessarily a group over a group, but
Okay.
rather an individual over
Okay.
another individual. Right? Superman over one of you. He wants to sexually exploit you. He has power over you. Clearly, he has physical power. Right?
Correct. He
He
could.
can easily
Yes.
dominate you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Would it be fair for him to do so?
I don't think so. No.
No. So it
Nah.
wouldn't be moral. Okay. What if he says that he gets some benefit from it, like he would impregnate you and then, I don't know, eat the baby and become super strong or something?
No.
That's only for his benefit, not for me,
No.
right?
No.
No,
not
for
my
his benefit.
Exactly.
No.
So
No.
that's not right.
That's not right. Okay, I appreciate that. Okay, what if he would do it so fast that you wouldn't realize that he did it? Like, because he has the super speed.
But he did it, right? That's still not right.
Still not right, right?
That's still manipulation.
Exactly. So
Exactly.
even if you don't know that somebody oppressed you, it doesn't matter. It would still be wrong for them to oppress you. Right?
Correct.
Correct. Okay. And what if Superman, you were to find out that Superman on Krypton, because that's his planet where he's coming from, that it was actually a tradition for him to pick 100 people every year to do this to them, and it's a tradition for him. Would that be okay to do?
I still don't think so, but here you have two cultures now.
Yeah, yeah. So should culture be a good enough justification for oppression?
No. I think there should be a mutual decision at that point.
Exactly. We need some form of consent, right?
Correct.
Correct.
Agreed.
But if you cannot consent, because I don't know, maybe Superman cannot understand you for some reason. I don't know. He has this super hearing and he can only hear from a distance. I don't want to pose that. But let's say you cannot consent to it. Would it be okay for him to do this to you, even if you cannot consent?
No.
No. Okay.
It's
Okay.
mutual.
Okay, I appreciate it. So all these questions, they lead me to another question. So we'll shift perspective a little bit. So obviously Superman doing it to you would be wrong. But do you think that you doing everything that I just mentioned to animals is okay?
No.
No.
No. But do you think that when you're buying animal products like meat, milk, cheese, all of this kind of stuff, you are essentially paying for somebody to do this to an animal so that you get some form of benefit from it?
I can agree to that.
Yeah. So then if you think it's wrong for somebody to do it to you because they have power over you, shouldn't you think it's wrong also for you to do it to animals? Because
I can agree to that, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
kind of right.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I appreciate that. Okay. So then, what happened in the past? I'm not here to judge. I used to be part of it too, right? We all grew up in a place where we were told that it's okay to do this to animals, but as we see from this like tiny social experiment, it isn't really, because they also deserve, a life free of our exploitation. So what is it that you want to do going forward? Do you want to align your values with your actions, or do you, what do you want to do?
Well, I mean, but don't animals do that to each other as well?
They do, but we wouldn't consider it moral, right? Because other things that animals do to each other is they commit infanticide, they kill each other, they rape each other.
They
We would
do.
never say that we should do it because animals do it, right? Why is it that we should pick this one thing and say, well, this one thing is okay because other animals do it? You see what I mean?
Well, I think. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I don't think that's a right comparison, right? Because animals cannot communicate with people, but Superman may be able to communicate with human
How does that make a difference?
because it's a mutual consent, from Superman and human.
But as I just asked, if you cannot get consent, does that mean it's okay? We cannot get consent from animals. Does that mean it's okay to do this to them?
Well, I don't think animals have like conscious thinking like we do.
Oh, but they do. All these. So there's the Declaration of Consciousness from Cambridge and from New York. There's two Declarations of Consciousness that were signed by Nobel laureates and other top scientists, and they acknowledge that animals are sentient and they have feelings, emotions, and thoughts, much like we do.
I believe that
Yeah.
because I own pets.
Yeah, there
and
you
they
go.
have
You have seen
personality.
them. You have seen
yeah,
them have
they have
personality.
personality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think there's a crucial element still missing between animals and humankind, the soul element. And to me, that's just like rooted in my faith. So
But you said you have pets. What pets do you have?
I have a cat and I've had dogs.
Okay, so would you be paying for dogs to be exploited and killed for you for food? For optional food?
No, I would not do that.
No. So then why is it that you think, because you think it's wrong to do this, because you have seen them, right?
Sure.
So why is it that you think it would be okay to do this to cows, chickens, or pigs? Especially knowing that they are still sentient, they're still conscious, and they still have thoughts, much like your pets did.
Well, it's still a food source, and I guess in some cultures they do eat dog and cat for food sources.
Yeah, but you wouldn't find it right? I understand that other people have found cultural justifications for it, right? But if you think it's wrong to do so, to do this to dogs, why wouldn't you think it's wrong to do this to cows, chickens, or pigs?
I don't know if there's an answer to be considered right or wrong answer, to the question, because we do that. We rely on food. We rely on like protein, from the animals.
But we
from
can get all
anything,
of this
right?
from other sources, can't we?
So, to my point, I don't know how to answer that question. If there's like a right answer or wrong answer.
But let me put it this way: if we were
Yeah.
to be going back in time 200 years ago, there was slavery, right? And slavery was socially accepted, and it was said that it's okay to do this to them for whatever other justifications we had, right? But I don't think slavery was ever okay. It's just that everybody was told that it was okay, and they continued doing it because they thought it was okay. And there was no logic or logical thinking behind it. There were just all of these justifications and all sorts of reasons to try and make it seem right, but deep down everybody knew it was wrong. And kind of, doesn't it feel like it's the same what we do to these animals? That, yeah, okay, we can try to find all of these justifications, but deep down we know that it's wrong to do this to them.
I think today, I
Yeah.
think there's definitely an
Exactly,
issue
today,
with
yeah.
like the mass production or like, you know, mass killing of, okay, well, I'm only breeding these animals for the purpose of, okay, they're going to be killed and put into supermarkets.
Yeah.
But I feel like a long time ago, you know, it's different where the whole part of the animal is used. Like it had a specific purpose.
But let's talk about today. I don't want to talk about the past because today we have the difference maybe between the past and today is that today we have choices. I would say that if you're in a survival situation, you're in a desert island, let's imagine, and you're in a scenario where you had to kill an animal, you could morally justify doing so because your survival would depend on it. You could even morally justify killing another human being because your survival depended on it, right? Whereas, could we really morally justify doing that when we have other choices?
I think there's still different nutritional value though in having chicken, cow.
But you can get all the nutrition that you need from plants and plant-based products. I'm actually a certified nutritionist, and I can tell you that you can get absolutely all the macronutrients and micronutrients that you need from plants or plant-based products.
Sure. So is my mom, and she's dietitian, so she's done that her whole life, and we've talked about this.
Yeah.
And she and I disagree because of that study and nutritional value. There's things that like red meat you just can't get other than from
Like what?
red meat.
I don't know,
like
but I
you
think
can't
that's a
eat
really
like
natural thing.
A plant.
But what is it that you can get from red meat that you can't get from plants?
I think there's different irons.
Oh, like the heme iron and the non-heme iron. Yeah, but one could argue that heme iron isn't actually that healthy for you anyway. And your body, if you consume non-heme iron and you take vitamin C alongside, like an orange or whatever, your body will convert most of that iron to heme iron itself. So you don't actually need heme iron.
Have you seen the carnivore diet?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a scam. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
even
not really sure how. I don't think it's exactly healthy.
it's not healthy at all. No.
Because there's a lot of fat involved. And
It's a lot of fat.
It's just a lot.
You're missing a lot of micronutrients
Yes,
too.
correct.
Yeah.
But I still, and I've seen with different of my friends, and who knows what they were eating day in and day out.
Yeah.
But to me, they looked very sickly on just a vegan or a vegetarian diet.
But that doesn't mean anything. Do I look sickly to you?
I don't think you do.
No,
but you
so-
might be actually paying attention to what you're eating.
But don't you think then any diet might end up being insufficient if you're not paying attention to it? Any diet might end up
Sure.
being unhealthy if you're not paying attention to
You're
it.
eating
So
too
then
much red meat. Versus,
exactly.
Yeah.
So then at the end of the day, then you just gotta ask yourself then, well, if it may happen that I'm nutritionally insufficient on this diet or I'm nutritionally insufficient on this other diet, why wouldn't I choose the morally correct one, the one that is obviously doesn't how should I put it, doesn't reject my values? Because if your values are that it's wrong, as we said, from Superman to do this to you, then it should obviously be wrong for you to do it to another species also.
But you asked me if Superman was going to sexually exploit me. I'm not sexually exploiting animals.
Well, how do you think animals are brought into existence? Let's talk about dairy cows, okay, just to put things into perspective. Do you think, why do cows produce milk in the first place?
For their own
Exactly.
young and
Yeah, so do you think that cows get pregnant when they want to, or do you think farmers decide that for them and they get them pregnant?
farmers would definitely have a hand in that. Yeah, you're right about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, so they literally, like, hold this for a second.
You want to leave?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
sorry, we have
just
tickets for the
one more
museum.
minute and I'll let you go, okay? Just about this, to learn about dairy cows, and that's it. I'll let you go, okay? So what they do is they
Yeah, they artificially
yeah,
inseminate.
they artificially inseminate. So somebody has to jerk off a bull, then somebody puts their hands in their anus to hold their cervix and inject bull semen in their vagina. This is what they do, right? If we did this to a human being, it would not be nice, right?
I still don't think that's really comparable. What are you talking about? Something we do to animals, and then what
You
if
still
we
have
do
a
to
subjective experience, you know
I
that,
don't
right?
think that's really comparable.
What do you mean?
Human are also animals.
We are, yeah.
Same thing.
So
That's
is
natural
it okay to rape an animal because they're
That's
not
not
human?
rape. That's not rape. We take things from
Putting
other
their hand in
animals.
their anus and bull semen in their vagina is not rape?
I don't know if the right word to say like rape. I don't agree with that.
I think
But do
rape-
you
I
agree
think
with
rape
this?
Is a human,
I think that's too strong.
Like I don't want to go down like what do you call it? How should I put this? I don't care about the word that we are using, right? But
Well,
we
I
know
think-
that it refers to exactly the same thing, which is sexual exploitation against their consent.
No, rape's not that
This isn't. These
definition.
animals do not consent for this to happen to them. What happens when they have babies? Do you know what happens when the babies are born?
But you mean like that the farmer, like when the farmers are involved?
Yeah. What do the farmers do after the babies are born?
I know in the U.S. they take the calf. Sometimes they take it away right away.
They always separate them. Yeah.
No, not on. That's not always the case.
It's always the case because if they always have to separate them at some point, and it's better to separate them from the beginning because otherwise they get
Well,
attached.
sure,
That's
they
their
get attached,
yeah.
but not all farms are like that.
99.9999%. I don't know what to tell you, but
I grew
it's
up
standard.
in rural Pennsylvania. Like,
I also
they're
had
not all like that.
a farm in my backyard, and I can tell you that I've seen it with my own eyes.
So it might be different in Europe versus like the U.S.
No, it's the same. It's especially in U.S. Like you can
I
deny
agree.
it.
There's mass production for sure. Like that.
But
they're
this
gonna
happens
do
on
that.
small farms also. It's not like separating the babies. You will even see it in Amsterdam farm. There's a farm outside of Amsterdam of goats, and you will notice that babies are separated from their mothers there. You can like either way. And if the babies are born male, I want to respect your time because I know you have to go. Okay. So if the babies are born male, they kill them because they don't produce milk, or they grow them up to a year and then they kill them, or they even let them starve to death. In Netherlands, it has been the case a lot that a lot of farms were just letting them starve to death. If they're female, every year forcefully impregnated, baby stolen, exploited for milk. And after 6 to 8 years, when they can no longer be impregnated with ease because absolutely no body was made to be impregnated repeatedly,
Right.
then they go to a slaughterhouse. They can live 24, 25 years, but after 6 to 8 years, they get killed because they cannot be pregnant anymore. And that's usually like what, 25% of their lifespan. Is that really
I
what
can
you all
understand.
think it's okay to do to animals?
I mean, I can understand, what it said is happening or has been happening.
And you're supporting it.
I
I will eat meat. I'm not too sure, if that's the way, to support or not.
So you don't care about animals, or you don't
I
care
but
about
not the
them.
way
Well-
as you mentioned. I don't know.
I don't know.
That's
if
just,
you can
that's not a
just-
right or wrong answer, to your question.
It is pretty. You think if you were in their shoes and somebody did that to you, you would say that there's no right or wrong answer?
I don't think you can skip that much in between of just saying you don't care about animals, or like you're eating meat, so you don't care about animals.
Yeah,
I don't think
Again,
that's
don't pay
a
attention to
logical-
these little things. I just want to understand exactly what it is that makes you think that it's okay to do this to them. For something that you don't actually need, because that's the reality. You can thrive on plants and plant-based products.
See, I disagree with that.
But you don't have
though.
to agree with me on that. This is established science, and you can look it up yourself. It's not about trusting my opinion, because again, I have opinions, and it's not about battling opinions here. It's literally about this is established science, and it's not from today, this year, or whatever. It's been for almost 20 years already established science that we can thrive on plants and plant-based products.
There's also established science that the human brain has gotten bigger and you're able to use more capacity by eating animal protein.
Yeah, this was long in the past, and it happened. It wasn't because we were eating animal protein. It was because we could get more nutrients in. Because we could cook and get the nutrients in. It wasn't because of animal products. Animal products is nutrient dense, but it isn't micronutrient dense. It's macronutrient dense. So yes, in a time when most of humans were starving, getting animal products was needed. But today the problem isn't that, right? Today actually the problem for most people is eating too much. So there you go. Maybe a plant-based diet would be suitable for them. But this isn't about that. The problem, the reality is that we need to understand is that today we have options. Those people in the past didn't. We have options to get 100% of the macro and micronutrients that our body needs from plants and plant-based products. So how can we morally justify doing this to them?
I don't know. I think we should go. Really, thank you for the conversation.
Let me just give you a card before you
it's
go,
very
okay?
thought-provoking.
Yeah, it is. I know. I just
It's
heard
an
you.
interesting conversation, though. And I just
Yeah.
don't know how to continue because
That's okay. That's okay.
It's very deep and very harsh.
Just promise me one thing, because I don't want to go too much into it. Just watch either Dominion or the most important speech you'll ever hear. You just gotta scan this QR code, okay?
All right.
it.
They're both good. Dominion literally shows you what animals go through, and the most important speech is just a guy talking about it. If you can't muster, because it's pretty gruesome what they go through, then
Yeah.
watch the most important speech you'll ever
All
hear,
right.
okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much,
thank
and
you.
Have a nice day. Thank you.
Yeah, nice
one
to
of
meet
those
you.
videos, okay? Watch them. Promise
All
me,
right.
okay?
All
It's
right.
all about the animals, okay?
Okay.
Cheers.
Thank
Have
you.
a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah, they were nice people, but I think as I said, I think they got the idea, but I think at some point, some people they get stuck in this mindset that we've been always doing it. It's okay to do it or something, and I don't know, I want to give them the benefit of a doubt, you know? I want to hope that they will make changes, that they will watch those videos and make changes. I don't know. I'm trying to be hopeful today, everybody, okay? I'm trying to be hopeful. That's all it is. I agree that it's not nice, especially given the experiment that I gave to them. Like, literally, the reason why this experiment with Superman works so well is because he's not the same species as us. Yeah. So everybody, if you're enjoying this, hit that like and subscribe. You're very nice. They are in denial. Yeah, they can't say I love my cats, dogs, and animals. Oh, but I don't care about the other animals. I mean, yeah, that would be highly inconsistent, right? Their moral values would be inconsistent. And especially when you have to take into consideration the fact that the animals that they chose not to care about are the animals that somebody told them not to care about. Because that's the most insane thing about it, isn't it? They have a problem with the animals that somebody hey, it's okay to, like, somebody told them one thing and they just took it for granted. And I understand anchoring bias and all this bullshit, that if somebody tells you one thing, it takes a long time for you to not understand it or to come back from it. But you gotta make some effort. You gotta question yourself. You gotta ask yourself, because you know what, everybody, I'll tell you right here, right now, the reason why I got into veganism, the reason why I got to all of this, was because at some point I saw a video and I agree with it. There is your life will never reach its full potential. Your life will never reach its full potential. You will never have as much value out of your life if you don't question your moral beliefs. If you don't ask yourself, what is it that I believe in? What is it that is moral or not? You have to ask yourself this. You know why? Because again, if you just trust what everybody else says, if you just go with the flow, you're really just going through life. You're just riding a wave, or you're just like letting the wave ride you. Instead, take control of your life. Think a little bit for yourself. And if you want to be ridden in the wave, ride the wave. But at least, challenge your own beliefs a little bit. Meat is so good, says Timor Restonia. So what? So what if meat is good? So what if you like meat? Does that morally justify you exploiting and slaughtering animals for it? Does it? I don't think it does. You should ask yourself that, doesn't it? Shouldn't you? So, you know what, everybody? Homework for the next time, because I think I have 10 more minutes left. So homework for the next... Oh, no, I have 20 more minutes left, so I'll be holding the sign, actually. Maybe we get another conversation. I'm sorry. So homework for next time, everybody. Look into moral philosophies. Learn a little bit. Ask yourself, what are my values? Ask yourself, why is it right to do this but wrong to do this? Come on, let's challenge ourselves a little bit. We're not about... We're here to think, okay? So that is your homework, everybody. Next time, I will ask you, what is your moral philosophy of choice? You need to answer this. We live in a world where morals have more value than anything. Wait, I saw my name. Humans, animals, sentient, AI, if it has subjective experience, it can suffer, then that suffering should be avoided. Exactly, feels like a basic idea. Well put, Moonrise Studios, and thank you for being here. Very well put. And that's all you gotta ask yourself. What is it that I stand for? What is it that, what is it, does my life on this planet mean that I'll just take and take and take? Or how exactly can I give back with my life? This is a question that I've asked myself as a young child. How can I give back? I'm grateful for being alive. I'm grateful for having everything that I do. I'm sure a lot of you people watching are also grateful for being the position that you are. And even if you are in a tougher choice, you're still grateful for being alive, and I hope so. I don't know. Everybody's in their own position, by the way. But if you are grateful to be alive, if you think we all have difficulty in life, but if you think that even throughout all that difficulty, your life is worth having, then ask yourself, what is it that I can give back? Because you didn't choose to be born, you didn't choose to be in this position, and yet you are. So why not ask yourself, what is it that you can give back? Why is it that how can I make the world a little bit better? And maybe, how? Question your moral values. Question, what do I stand for? Do I stand for what is right or wrong? Do I stand for something that I think is wrong because I get benefit from it? Do I stand for something that I think is wrong because it's convenient, because it's easy? Or am I the type of person who stands up for something that is right, even if it's a little bit difficult at first? Okay? I know. It's a hard pill to swallow, but I think it's important that we ask ourselves these questions. I think it is important. And if you're enjoying this, I'm saying it again. I don't want to say it too often because I don't want to, I don't know, get you in these position. But if you're enjoying it, it's just a friendly reminder. If you're enjoying this, subscribe. Why not? As you see, every day is a little bit different. Every day we're trying a little bit of a different social experiment, and every day we have different conversations with different people. You never know what you're gonna get. So there you go. But yeah, that's what I want. Honestly, if I was my whole purpose in life, to be honest, because we you know, a lot of the times we justify what we do to animals by the sheer fact of saying, well, that's the purpose we gave to them. I don't know what purpose my parents had for me. I'm definitely 100% sure that their purpose for me was not for me to be an animal rights activist. That's for sure. But you know what? I chose my purpose. And I'm happy with the choice that I made. I want to get people to think. So I don't know exactly what it is that will trigger that instinct in you to get you to think, to get you to explore your knowledge, to explore your values. But that's what I'm trying to do right now. And yes, I think veganism is an excellent, veganism is perhaps the single best way to explore your values. You know why? Because it challenges something that is so inherent within you. It challenges your beliefs about so many things, and there's just so many arguments that your brain throws at you against that on the sheer fact that you question all of them, you might start, like, of course you would need to look into some logical fallacies and stuff, but you might become a critical thinker if you already know some logical fallacies and you question this. I'm just saying, like, question it, okay? Veganism, honestly, I think veganism in this way, tackling veganism in a way where we challenge people and their own beliefs is a way that could actually save the world from all the fucked up things that we have today. It's just but this is my opinion, by the way. This isn't a factual statement. It's just my own opinion. So take it or leave it, this particular thing. Think draining ocean, kind of sad. Yeah. Hey, Eduardo's here. Nice to see you, Eduardo. Eating meat is healthier than not eating meat. That is not true. First of all, how do you even define whether one food item is healthy or not, right? I would argue that, wait, maybe an orange is healthier than meat. Why is that? How is it? Is it about micronutrient profile or is it about macronutrient profile? What is it that you consider something healthy or not? Hell, red meat is a type 2B carcinogenic. That means it increases your chances of colon cancer when you eat it. Is that healthy, really? But wait, you're getting heme iron from it, which is healthy, right? And you're getting protein from it, yeah, but you're also getting cholesterol and saturated fat from it, which increases your risk of cardiovascular disease. Is that really healthy? Well, wait, an orange, what, gives you vitamin C and plenty of micronutrients. Is that healthy? Sure. But an orange doesn't have enough protein. Is that healthy?Maybe not. Well, an orange does have high amounts of sugar, sure, but it also has high amounts of fiber. Okay, so there you go. What is healthy and what is not healthy isn't as straightforward when it comes to a single food item, is it? A diet can be healthy or not. One food item, you cannot say that it's healthy. If you're only going to be eating meat, you're going to be unhealthy. If you're only going to be eating, I don't know, oranges, you're going to be unhealthy. You need a diversified diet. But what I'm saying right here, right now, is that you don't need to eat any animal products. And therefore, how can you morally justify forcing innocent animals into slaughterhouses for something that you don't need? You can thrive on a plant-based diet. And if you don't believe me, look it up. Science says it all. This isn't an opinion. This is literally established scientific consensus already. Can it change? Sure, maybe it will at some point change. Who are we to say that that is the final statement, the definitive statement? But until it changes, until that happens, we know for sure that this is the case. And by the way, FYI, even if it does change, I don't think it will ever change drastically. It will never be that, oh no, you cannot thrive on a plant-based diet. What will likely change, if it ever changes, is that you can thrive on a plant-based diet if you also supplement this. That's all they say. Or to mention, maybe it's rich in both, but also in toxic nutrients. Exactly. We can't be consuming. People act like it's one thing and reduce it down. Exactly. Like, I don't know what to tell you. We gotta think about all of these things, you know. And don't just believe that you'll be healthy because you're eating animal products. That's not the case. You guys want to try a social experiment? Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Say that again?
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Sure.
What's your name?
Hi.
What's your name?
John.
John, I'm Chip. Where are you from?
I'm Chip. Amsterdam.
Amsterdam. Okay, can you come a little bit closer so that you're in view? Nice. Love it, John. Okay, so John, let me ask you this. Should the powerful have the right to oppress the powerless?
Pretty obvious, isn't it?
I'm sorry, some of these questions will seem obvious, but bear with me, I'm going somewhere.
Okay, okay. No, of course not.
No, of course not. Okay. What if the powerful are physically superior? Does that mean they can oppress somebody? Well, or that they should, sorry.
I don't see the relationship, but
Just
because
be sure.
if they're stronger, they can have more power than somebody who's weak.
Yeah, yeah. So it doesn't make it
Obviously,
right. Yeah.
Doesn't make it right. But
Okay. What if they're intellectually stronger? Like they're, I don't know, they're smarter than somebody else.
Yeah. That's more power to the people that are smarter, of course.
But still doesn't make it right.
Doesn't
Okay.
have anything to do with right or wrong.
Okay, I appreciate it. What if the powerless don't realize that they're oppressed?
Yeah, well then they are probably not too strong and they have a low IQ.
Yeah, and let's say if they have a low IQ and they don't realize that they're oppressed, would oppressing them still be wrong?
In all circumstances, it's wrong.
Okay, I appreciate that. Okay.
Okay.
And what if the powerful have been doing it for so long, they've been oppressing them for so long, that it's become a tradition, a habit, or
Yeah.
something that they're used to it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that mean still continuing to choose to oppress is right?
Obviously not. I mean, some people talk about the Russians being oppressed so long that they don't know the difference.
Yeah.
That they've been. I was a soldier who was taken by the Ukrainians, I heard, and he was happy, and he haven't had a white flag even, or something. And then, but they exchanged prisoners, and an interviewer, a Dutch interviewer, talked to him, and he said, "What are you going to do?" "Well, I go back in the army. That's what we do."
Yeah.
Even though he knows it's corrupt, he's going to get killed.
That's all he knows, huh?
That's all he knows.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can't judge him for that. But okay, so let me coming back to this experiment, right?
Sure.
So we shouldn't be oppressing based on
intelligence,
intelligence, physical power. Let me ask you.
Financial power.
Financial power. Do you think phenotypes, should we be discriminating based on phenotypes whether somebody should be oppressed or not?
What's a phenotype?
So a phenotype is like an observable characteristic, whether it's physical, morphological, or behavioral.
Like racial?
Say it again.
Racial?
Like race, yeah, race is one of them. Skin color is another. Whether they walk on two legs or not is another. And the question is, should we be discriminate these based on phenotypes, whether we can oppress somebody or not?
Obviously not. It's all the same.
Okay, I appreciate that. Okay, so then all of these questions lead to this one question, which might seem a little bit blindsided for you, and I'm sorry for that, but you will understand why I asked all these questions.
Go ahead.
What about the animals? Do you think we're oppressing animals?
Yeah, absolutely.
We are, right?
Yeah.
Do you think we should be oppressing animals?
Obviously not.
No.
I still eat meat. I gotta
Exactly.
say.
Okay, so we come to the crux of it. So you consume animal products, but how do you morally justify that, knowing that it is wrong to oppress animals?
Well, oppression I see in the mass industry of food production.
Yeah.
On a farm, in the old days, you had your pigs and your chickens and everything. I don't see any problem with that.
Well, don't you think there's a problem don't you think it's oppressive to bring an individual into existence for the sole purpose of exploiting them and killing them? Even if you give them a good life, as you say, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it problematic for somebody to do that to an innocent sentient being, an animal, just because they can? Because we can get all of that benefit from other places also. We don't have to do this to them, right?
I expect in the future that some worms are going to eat me, so it's part of cycle.
So if you expect in the future for some worms to eat you, does that morally justify you eating certain beings that you have power over?
I think it's a part of the life cycle that we all eat. We eat life to stay alive.
Would you accept that as a justification for somebody to take your life?
No,
and
but you're
eat
making
you?
a difference between vegetables and animal. In the end, it's probably.
Do you know why I'm making distinction?
Plants are probably all have also a soul or
Well,
consciousness. Or
plants
something.
don't have consciousness; they're not sentient, right?
No,
Whereas
okay.
animals are.
Okay.
So, sentience, this consciousness, is an emerging property of brains and central nervous systems.
Okay.
And plants have neither of those. So, but even if you were to believe, let's assume, even as a hypothetical scenario, that plants are sentient, it would still be morally preferable to not consume animal products, because when we consume animal products, those animals are fed way more plants than we would have otherwise eaten. So we, in an essence, by not consuming animal products, we would be killing less plants.
Yeah, you mean the cow thing with the.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Yeah. So then, let me put it this way: would you be sexually exploiting dogs to get their milk, kill their babies, and then kill them when they can no longer give milk?
Well, no. It's psychologically, we have some more sympathy for a dog than for a cow.
Okay. So, but do you think that is there an actual trait difference between cows and dogs that justifies that difference in treatment?
No. It's a question of the way you've been brought up. And
Yeah.
Your environment, your culture.
So do you think that this culture that we say, do you think it's a fair one towards them? Because, we had all sorts of things that were cultural throughout our human history, right? Like we had slavery, that was
Yeah.
cultural. We had women's not having rights, that was
Yeah,
cultural.
yeah,
All
exactly.
of these things, and they were happening for thousands of years in the past.
Right.
That didn't make them moral or right, right?
No.
So do you think, isn't this just another case of this, where we're
We have
saying,
to learn.
where
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
saying
yeah,
these
sure.
animals should not be exploited, but these should be
No,
exploited?
I'm all for the production of proteins through bacteria, and that we don't have to eat any animals anymore. That's
There
the
you go.
future.
So how many more animals should be exploited for you before you make a change?
How many animals? I'm not keeping a count.
But do you want it to be more than zero?
Like I said, it's part of life. If I go to the special butcher that knows his cows and they've been brought up and they've had a good life.
Have you had a good life?
Have I had a good life? Definitely.
Would it be okay for somebody to slaughter you, to eat you?
Well, if my life was finished, I would.
Do you think these animals live to the finish of their life? They get killed at less than 20% of their lifespan.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the mass industry.
No. They're all farms, even small farms. They kill at less than 20% of their lifespan.
Okay.
They're killed as babies, that.
It's turning into a religion right now, and I have the feeling you're not going to put a point.
Why is it turning into a religion? What's the relationship between religion and this?
Because I feel that this conversation doesn't have an ending.
I mean, it doesn't have an ending because you seem to be understanding the idea that what we do to them is wrong.
Yeah, no, it's
You
pretty
seem to
obvious.
say that
I
the
know it.
justifications don't really justify what we do to them,
Yeah.
but yet you continue to want to do it. So it seems like your values are here and your actions are here.
Well, I'm lessening. It's less. I used to eat a lot more meat.
Yeah.
And without heavy conscious. Now I'm conscious of it, and I consciously eat less.
And I appreciate you doing that, but then...
Well, you don't have to be.
To that one animal
My
that's-
only responsibility is towards God, not towards you.
Yeah, but fair enough, but like that, to those one animal, that couple of animals that go into a slaughterhouse for
Yeah,
you, do you think they care that you eat less, or do you think they care that you eat them?
I don't think they're really conscious about me at all.
They're not conscious about you, but you understand the perspective that I'm trying to put right there, right?
It's
We don't have to go into semantics necessarily.
Well, that's what you're doing.
I'm not going to semantics. I'm here trying to defend animals. I'm trying to speak for their rights.
You got a good point.
Yeah.
And I'd like to go to the museum, so I wanted you to put a point and say
Yeah.
your ending point. I can ask one more. You can ask one more question, and then I'm finished.
That's okay. That's okay. I don't have any more questions, to
Okay.
be honest. I just want
understand
you
where you're
to.
going.
I just really want you to understand that. Just because we've been doing it or you've been doing it your
No, of
whole
course,
life, it
of
doesn't
course.
mean that
No,
it's
no, of
right.
course. I know,
And I know that you don't see it, but that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. And even on these small farms, animals, like, let's put it this way, there's this one study from Germany who was done on 1,300 dairy farms,
Right.
and the animal welfare of large farms versus small farms was exactly the same.
Yeah.
Because while on small farms they had more time with the farmer and I don't know, a little bit more space, on large farms they had veterinarians on call, they had exactly the right amount of diet that they
I
needed.
understand.
You see what
I
mean?
saw the documentary The Cow is a movie.
So welfare is the same. It's just I'm trying to say that welfare doesn't matter. What matters is we shouldn't be exploiting them in the first
Of course,
place.
I agree with you.
Let me just give you a card before you go, and I hope that you don't. You at some point you choose to not participate in this. Watch either Dominion or the most important speech you'll ever hear. You just gotta scan this QR code.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Okay. Cheers.
Good luck.
Have a good one. Everybody, that's it. I gotta go now. Yeah. What kind of conversation was that? I don't know. I don't have high hopes for this person. Wait, what? Vegans are so cruel. You are destroying your land and dear plant. Oh my God, Mr. Courager, you would be surprised to find out that the biggest deforestation is happening because of animal agriculture. That the most what do you call it? Eutrophication, the most land use, the most water use is for animals in animal agriculture. So yeah, if you have a problem with plants, animals, nature being destroyed, perhaps you should then go vegan and stop all of this shit, or you know, go plant-based, because being vegan just means aligning. It just means having a moral value system where you think animals should deserve respect or that they should not be exploited for you. So if you think animals should not be exploited for you or that they deserve respect, then go vegan. If not, go plant-based. Whatever. Just stop exploiting animals. They deserve it. They deserve a life free of exploitation just as much as you do, by the way. I'm just saying. So think from this perspective, okay? Think from this position. Yeah, animals eat other animals. Yeah, animals rape other animals. Would that be a more than enough justification for you to rape others? Come on, stop it with these justifications. Stop it with the excuses, you know? I know your brain is inherently trying to make excuses for all of it, but this isn't about coming up with excuses. You'll be surprised to find out that if you Google all of these, if you use ChatGPT, Google, whatever it is that you want to use, that there's more than enough responses to all of your justifications. More than enough, okay? Yeah, he may not change, but at least he did listen, you know? Yeah, exactly, Moonrise Studios. I felt the same way. It's okay. Don't forget to like and subscribe, everybody. Thank you for being here. I thank you for somebody who donated. It helps out, as I said. It helps out to come back and back again. I will be back here again tomorrow, and tomorrow we may also go together to a protest, to a foie gras protest, which is really cool. But we will depend whether I can. Whether I'm allowed to film there or not, right? So I don't wanna upset anybody or, you know, see any activist that won't like it. So tomorrow will be a bit of a longer stream maybe, and the same on Saturday. And on Saturday, being that it will be International Women's Day, I think I'm gonna do something a little bit cool with it. I'm gonna try and do something a little bit different, just for that, because you know what? We value everybody here, including women, of course, right? We respect women, and no, we're not gonna give them flowers, because women don't want flowers, or if they do, it's not about that. Men want flowers just as much as women want flowers, okay? This isn't about, it's about equality and equity. But either way, thank you so much, everybody, for being here. For being here. I'm getting ahead of myself. I hope you've enjoyed this stream. Like it. Drop a comment. You know, I will give a shout out to whoever gives the first comment. If you have questions, drop a comment also. We will gladly help you out and answer your questions. You know, you'll be surprised that our community is actually very welcoming to questions, to helping out. We just literally, we just care about animals, and we're uniting under this one cause, okay? There is in the description of this video, there is a 3-minute video. If you're not vegan and you want to try something, watch that 3-minute video. It is very interesting. It will get you to understand, at least to get a little bit of a perspective on kind of what we're talking about here, because you might imagine a way different world that animals go through than what it actually is. What else can I tell you? Well, you have a 3-minute video. You have all the links that I always mention to everybody. You have them also in the links there. Plants suffer? No, plants do not suffer. What else to tell you? Go vegan already. Don't try to find excuses. Challenge yourself, as I said. Challenge yourself. Where is the video? Asks JD. JD, it is in the description of this video. It is called the 3-minute video. It has my code already, and you just gotta click that link, and it will take you to the 3-minute video. Don't be violent. Exactly. Do not be violent. Be open-minded. Question yourself. Question authority, everybody. I love it when Sky says question authority. Watch Pignorant. Watch all the things. Read all the things. Get informed. Okay? Get any debates on Insta since the other day. Moonrise Studios, I had one guy who wanted to debate me, but he never replied to it. So I don't know. I won't have time these days to debate him. So maybe next week. I don't know. Yeah, new data shows plants communicate with each other. Yeah, well, you know what? Computers also communicate with each other. AIs communicate with each other. Doesn't mean they're sentient. Either way, thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Yeah, do something nice today. You know what? Not just do something nice for animals, one, and do something nice for everybody else. I don't know why. Let's just put up a little good thing in the world today, okay? Let's just make the world a little bit better also. Why not like that? I appreciate you being here. And I hope you'll have a nice day going forward. Thank you so much for whoever donated. Thank you. And I'm sorry, I wasn't looking at the screen when that happened. Thank you for all the moderators for taking care of the chat and everything. And thank you for everybody in the chat and all the vegans for having these conversations with everybody. It was Nick, says Benji. Thank you so much, Nick. You always support me, and I appreciate you. And yeah, by the way, consider becoming also a member if at some point you want to do. And if not, that's okay. You know, I'm here to speak up on behalf of animals. On behalf of animals, I'll do it regardless. And I welcome you here. Hey, Mr. Manx, Master Mancakes. Have an awesome day. And go vegan. No more excuses, okay, everybody?